Most people don't fail because they're lazy. They fail because their excuses are intelligent. They sound logical, reasonable, justified, and that's what makes them dangerous. Because when your excuses sound smart, you stop questioning them and you start obeying them. You listen to them, you think they're real. This immediately reframes excuses as mental strategy, not weakness. Welcome back to the Marcus Allgood Show. I appreciate everybody listening and sharing the show. And if you get any value out of this, please like it, subscribe, and definitely give us a 5-star rating to bump us up. So today we're going to talk about your excuses are smarter than you. And there's so many times, like I know you can relate on this. Like you give yourself some kind of excuse to get out of something and you truly fully believe it. When you know it's just an excuse and you know you could go do it if you wanted to, but you're going to say, well, there's clouds in the sky. I don't think I want to go run today. It might rain. Knowing dang well that's a lie, but it is an intelligent one. It is reasoning. If it could rain, therefore you don't want to go run. You don't want to get your shoes wet, or you just don't want to be in that situation. So the truth about excuses is excuses aren't random. They're crafted by your brain to protect you. They're here to protect you in a way that you don't get hurt, that you don't feel bad, that it just gives you that warm and fuzzy feeling. They protect you from the discomfort, the risk, the failure, the judgment, the effort that you're going to have to put into it, the change. So instead of saying, I'm afraid, your mind says, I don't have time. I'm overwhelmed. I'm not in the right season right now. I'll start when things calm down. I'll be on someday I'll. I just need clarity first. I need to research it more. I need to really dig deep into what's going to happen, what's going on. I really need to figure this out. You know, the brain's telling you just slow down. It's going to be okay. Take your time. You don't need to jump into this right away. It's there to protect you so you don't get hurt, you don't get your feelings hurt. All sorts of different versions of the hurt that could happen from just jumping into it that your brain is trying to keep you away from. So excuses aren't lies. They're fear translated into logic. Excuses aren't lies. They're fear translated into logic. And the logic, if you can't decipher it, will trick you into thinking that it's there to help you instead of just there to protect you. And it's going to slow you down. It's going to basically keep you left behind in a world that's just racing so fast, moving forward. You're gonna be stuck in the 70s when it's 2020 or 2030 is pretty much the way I see it. So why smart people struggle more? This part is kind of one of those things that is probably gonna really touch a lot of people in different ways because of the fact that smart people are supposed to be smart. They're supposed to be more intelligent and they're supposed to be able to figure things out. So the more intelligent you are, the better you rationalize, the better you justify, the better you explain, and the better you defend inaction. So you create sophisticated reasons for staying stuck. And a lot of times, those are the overthinkers. They will just analyze it over and over and over and think about all the different scenarios that could happen when a lot of them aren't even going to happen. They'll just make up stuff, or not really make up stuff, but they'll make up these different scenarios, run them through their brain, and then they can't quit thinking about them. So they think they're real and they think it's going to happen to them. So the smarter you are, the more convincing your excuses become. This explains why capable people still stagnate. In the psychology of self justification, the brain prefers safety over growth, certainty over risk, comfort over effort. And I'm wanting to do the same thing. I've always wanted certainty over risk. Like if I knew I could take my $1,000 and go make 10,000 without any risk involved, everybody would do it. But you have to take the risk to be able to get that kind of return. Safety over the growth. Like I've always, not always, but I've taken in my younger years, I've taken no risk and I always went for the safe job or the safe outcome, safe school, things like that. Where now in my older years, it should be opposite, but in my older years, I've taken more risk. I should have taken more risk when I was younger. then when I was older, maybe it would have paid off more. Wouldn't be in some of the situations we're in now, but that's okay. It's all about getting out there, taking the risk, and making it happen. So it builds arguments to protect the status quo, not lies, but arguments. Your brain becomes your defense attorney, and it's very persuasive. It's super persuasive for yourself. It's not super persuasive in the court of law, but if you sit there and tell yourself over and over and over, you will convince yourself that you are doing the right thing. Your mind doesn't just create excuses, it prosecutes effort. And the more you keep thinking about it, the more you're going to believe the lies that you're telling yourself inside your head. Common smart excuses people believe. These are going to really kind of really hit home a little bit. I'm waiting for the right time. We've all said that. I need more information. Information overload will get you every time. I'm not fully ready. I've just been busy. Life's chaotic right now. I want to do it properly. I'll start on Monday. And there's no magic Monday that's going to be, doesn't matter if you start now, on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. There's no magic happening on Monday. You don't just all of a sudden get this inspiration and all this motivation on Monday morning. Most of the time, you don't even want to get up. Most of the time, you don't even want to go to work. Most of the time, you don't even want to do anything on Monday because you partied too hard on Saturday and Sunday and Friday. So there's this thing where you can't just keep giving these excuses. I'll start this day. I'll start on this. I'll start there. Your life's always going to be chaotic. And if you start a business, it's going to be even more chaotic. And life is always busy. Throw in some kids, it gets even busier. Throw in a business, it gets even busier. It just depends on how much you can handle. But the more you throw at yourself, the more you can handle. It's just, there's no way around it. Like, if I saw myself 20 years ago and the things that I do now, I would say that I wouldn't have time for that. And that was 20 years ago before kids. All I did is had a job and went out and partied. I would always tell myself, like, there's no way I could do all these different things. And today, went to the shop, worked out, got a bunch of stuff done at the shop. And then I also have to go take the kids to volleyball, pick one up from running club, go pick the other one up from volleyball, fix dinner, make dinner, like all eat dinner, come back home, shower. Like there's always so many things you have to do. Like it's just once you start going on, piling it on slowly, that's when you start seeing that you can handle more and more each time. So those all sound reasonable where I want to do it properly. I start Monday, but that's why those excuses work. They sound good. Your brain goes, yeah, I could do that. If it sounds logical enough, you'll stop questioning whether it's avoidance. And then once you stop questioning it, you're going to believe it. And then next thing you know, you're not going to take any action on it. So the cost of intelligent excuses, when excuses are believable, action gets delayed. You're never going to take the action that you need to take. Habits never form. You're never going to start working out. You're never going to start eating right. You're never going to start the business. You're never going to start anything that's going to be beneficial to you. Confidence erodes. Your brain's going to just keep telling yourself, yeah, I'm just not going to do it anyways. Like, I just don't need to, I'm just not that kind of person anymore. Your self-trust drops, and we've talked about that over and over. Build up the self-trust in yourself. Like, how are you going to trust other people if you can't even trust yourself to get up in the morning to go work out or to fix some lunches, some meals, things like that, go grocery shopping, and just stay out of the fast food aisle. Identity weakens. You don't know who you are anymore. And because deep down, you know you could have acted. You know you could have done it. And every time you don't, credibility with yourself declines. It just starts going downhill every time. And you don't lose confidence when you fail. You lose it when you obey excuses. And those excuses are loud and they scream every day in your mind. But you have to filter them out and start taking action. And tell your brain, I don't need those excuses anymore. I'm going to start taking action. I'm a different person. So let's talk about how you outsmart your own excuses. Assume your first reason is fear. Not truth, but fear. You're scared. Shorten the gap. Take one small action immediately. Just tiny. Those tiny little actions build up into giant big ones. Replace later with now. Later is where excuses live. You got to say, I do it anyways. I'm not going to say I'll do it later. I do it now. I do it anyways. I do it because I have to do it. Name the real fear. What am I actually avoiding? Like, what am I scared of? Like, am I scared of the big bad bully that's going to have me take action? I don't know. What are you actually scared of? Act before the argument starts. Action beats rumination. Excuses grow with time. Action shrinks them. Like, the more you sit and think about it, the more excuses you're going to have. So the closing challenge I have for this week is every time you catch yourself explaining why you can't, pause and ask, is this true or just convincing? Because your mind is brilliant at protecting you from effort, but your future depends on challenging it. Your excuses aren't dumb, they're smart. They're really smart. And that's exactly why you must stop listening to them. And that's why you need to take action on your own life. And that's the pod. I appreciate everybody listening. And share the show if you get any value out of this. Like, share, comment. Love to hear from you.